it.
Hello and thanks for joining us. Ait Political Platform. You know, this program we trade on issues related to Nigeria's political and socio-economic development. Yesterday on this program we dwelt so much on the return of 105 abducted Dapchi school girls. Today we should be sharing with you fallouts and reactions from that development. We heard that the girls are on their way to Abuja for a meeting with President Muhammad Buhari, but there's a conspiracy theory being branded, especially from opposition quarters. The federal government says there were no monies did not exchange hands before the girls were returned. It was an unconditional return of the girls, but the media, local and foreign, are reporting that money exchanged hands. Who do you believe in this instance? That's the big question. We have guests on the program. Bolaji Abdullahi, the spokesperson of the All Progressives Congress APC, the ruling party, and Diron Odeyemi, the Deputy National Publicity Secretary for the PDP. But we can tell you that the Borno State government has taken some proactive measures to prevent further abduction of schoolgirls. The government yesterday ordered the closure of boarding schools across the state except those in Maiduguri and Biu. They said till the situation improves, they will not want to reopen them and give the terrorists an opportunity to abduct more girls. But bad news from Kaduna State, no confirmation yet from the authorities that 12 soldiers were killed by bandits yesterday. Reports surveyed that some militiamen apparently trying to retaliate over the killing of one of their leaders swooped on these soldiers around Birin Gwari local government area, an area where road is being constructed to link Kaduna with Zamfara State. And the House of Representatives has started the process of overriding the refusal of the president to assent to critical bills, including the bill amending the Electoral Act, reordering the election, sequence of election, and the Peace Corps bill. I told you previously on this program that they must pass it by 2/3 majority of the National Assembly as constituted before it will automatically become law, not going back to the presidential villa for assent. And the National Working Committee of the APC visited, led by its chairman Odigi Oyegu, visited the National Assembly and held a meeting with APC members in the party, ostensibly to put pressures on them to not to go ahead with the overriding of the president's refusal to sign some of these bills. That's the speculation in the media, but the leadership of the APC said they need to be in unity and in concert with members of the National Assembly, their party members in the National Assembly, as 2019 election continues and of course gets set to really take off. My colleagues are in the studio with me, and Adebayo Bodore is joining us this morning.
Amishi, we watch out for the outcome of the meeting between the Oyegun-led party leadership at this APC and the Senate, and then we try to see what will come of it. But these are things they're supposed to be doing regularly. We've spoken on this program on the need for caucusing at the level of the executive and the legislature, as well as the level of the legislature and the party, particularly against the background that they have majority in both the House of Representatives and the Senate. And yesterday in Abuja, the National Intervention Movement began a 2-day conference, and you need to go there. I was there, and then you need to see the faces that were there, young, upcoming politicians, drumming the message that it is their turn to take over leadership in this country. And you find a few other leading politicians too, who one time or the other saw for the presidency, like Pat Tomi, he was there. And then Wole Soyinka sent a message of solidarity. John Dara was there, and all of them spoke, and all what they were all saying is that they want to provide an alternative platform upon which people can just for power in 2019.
Ujue J is also with us in the program.
Amici, well, there's a new move on the political terrain, like what Bayobodun was talking about, because a lot of the young ones particularly believe that the paradigm shift should be now or never. And they are really all out. And I particularly like what is happening. Not like before that they were depending on the older ones, you know, to bring them out. What is happening now is that they are doing it themselves. They are registering political parties. If you look at most of the new political parties, they are manned by very, very young people. And I think that's a very good development. The fact that the youth are not taking interest in what is happening in the country, taking interest to the point that they actually want to make a difference themselves. It's good for us. That way, let's try the other side. Since these people have not been able to give us what we want, I think we'll get somewhere. They have strength, they have youthful zeal, and they can do things that you know, the other generation will not be able to do. They can go places. They have ideas, and ideas drive the world.
Okay, what is it between the federal government and Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu? The government is seeking for feature of 22 properties said to belong to the DSP, and these properties are in various cities in the country and outside Abuja, London, Dubai, Florida. Festus Keyamo has approached the Federal High Court seeking leave for this property to be forfeited. The government claims that Ekweremadu did not include them in his asset declaration form, but a quick reaction from Ekweremadu says he has a copy of his own asset declaration form that all property he owns around the world, he duly declared that. Probably the federal government is trying to act out a script written by the former Chief Judge of Enugu State, Umezulike, who had earlier accused Ekweremadu of not declaring his asset. But the good thing is that the fireworks will soon start and everything will come together.
Amici, you also know that Ekweremadu at that time also accused Umezulike of getting access to his will and doctoring his will. So that battle has been on for a while, and I don't know why this is coming up now, and if it is actually very proper to just rely on that controversial document by Umezulike, since it has been a subject of contention.
Well, the government will want to take advantage of whatever opportunity it has, especially on the issue of prosecution. But the lawyers to Ekweremadu himself has said he's ready and are ready to meet the federal government in court to keep you posted as events unfold. We'll take your input now. Our email platform was very active. So many emails that we received, most of them bordering on the return adopted school girls. We'll take your input then. We'll come back with reports and analysis.
Hello and welcome to the mail segment. I was Timi.
And I'm Amaka Okoro. Welcome.
A lot of reactions on the kidnap and release of the adopted school girls. Comrade Monday Amen Abuja says, kudos to our gallant troops, kudos to our amiable President Muhammadu Buhari, and kudos to Yobe State government for averting what would have become another international embarrassment to our dear country. I appeal to government to ensure that it does everything within its power to see that Leah Sharibu, who is still in custody of the Boko Haram sect for refusing to convert to Islam, is released unconditionally. Furthermore, I call on both federal, states, local governments, and private school proprietors to provide adequate security coverage for their schools in order to nip these ugly incidents of abduction of students in the bud. Finally, in view of the psychological trauma the girls went through, experts should be assembled for their immediate counseling, ditto for their thorough medical examination. God bless Nigeria.
I'm still on the Dapchi school girls, and the only girl left, Joy Amara from Kubwa in Abuja, says, let me congratulate Nigerians, especially the parents and loved ones of the Dapchi school girls released yesterday. May I use this occasion to remind the federal government and every Nigerian that one of the abducted girls is yet to be released because she is a Christian. What is our nation turning into? Is there no longer freedom of religion in Nigeria? I call on all Christians in Nigeria, Christian Association of Nigeria, bring back our girls group, and all well-meaning Nigerians to raise their voice until the girl is released. As far as I'm concerned, that girl represents the Church of Christ in Nigeria. Is the church on hostage under this administration? Let me appeal to Vice President Oshibaju, Mr. Femi Adesina, and others to remember Esther in the Bible and act. For who knows, this may be the reason they are in the villa in a time like this. I will suggest that also that the 104 released should not be brought to Abuja to see Mr. President until this girl is released. God bless Nigeria.
That's it on the main segment today. Continue to write to us through political platform at yahoo.com.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Let's start with reactions to the return of the Dapchi school girls. And we have on the line now via telephone Bolaji Abdullahi, the spokesperson of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC. Thank you so much for joining us on Political Platform.
Thank you very much.
Now, so many conspiracy theories are being bandied around. Some people have, some of our listeners have said the whole saga was planned like a movie to deceive Nigerians and to show up the reputation and credibility of the APC government. How will you react to this?
Well, I mean, you cannot stop people from believing what they want to believe about select perception. There are two people who, in the United States today, who still doubt that September 11 truly happened. Some people actually will argue also to know that the whole September 11 saga was managed by the CIA. There are so many other things that people, so generally what I'm saying is that people will believe what they want to believe. But no matter how attractive or seductive conspiracy theory is, it does not substitute for hard facts. What happened is that people's children were adopted, and unfortunately, the parents were adopted, and it's not the first time. And that was the time for national embarrassment that cannot happen twice in the country, so it's not about it. So whatever which that we feel that those were returned, we will be the first to tell you that this sense of triumph is tempered by the fact that one, it ought not to have happened in the first place, and two, the regrettable death of part of these poor children. But be that as it may, we are very happy that the government had acted swiftly and recovered 110 of these girls. So the reality today is that parents are happy that their children are being united with them and that the president and the government kept its promise. So whoever wants to interpret it otherwise, we're going to do so.
So some of the issues, these theories, conspiracy theories are throwing up as the sequence of events that have led to the abduction and return of the girls. First, there were allegations that the military formation around that place was withdrawn weeks before the Boko Haram attack. Then Amnesty International came up with a report alleging that the military were informed of the planned attack when the Boko Haram was on the move to respond, and they failed to respond. The next one was that these girls were taken away, and just after some time they were brought back unchallenged by, of course, the military. These are some of the issues that are throwing up, and the fact that the president tried to compare what happened now and what happened during the Goodluck Jonathan era.
You see, I mean, to the point is that the moral standards that we subscribe to as a country has gone very low. And this is why you need to get to the context in which you need to situate this kind of interpretation. I mean, that anybody could actually think that some people will sit somewhere and arrange to adopt people's children to score political gain. I mean, that's the mark of how low we have sunk as a country in terms of what we hold to be important. So be that as it may, you will recall that the same Amnesty International also said that they warned the security forces ahead of the kidnapping of the Chibok girl. So if you want to talk about failure of security, you can talk about failure of security. And the fact that those girls were abducted in the first place means that the security system has failed. No one will deny that. But I think it is pushing logic and sense too far and decency too far to say that, oh, all this is money. Why would anybody do that? I mean, these are people's children. But I think that any story you want to subscribe to, you can build stories around it. Any narrative you want to subscribe to, you can build stories around it. You can find evidence to justify whatever you want to believe. I mean, there are people who deny that God exists, and they can construct theories to justify that. If anything you want to believe, you can believe in it, and you can find justification to believe in it. But like I said, this does not substitute for hard facts. For me, I think no matter how attractive, like I said earlier, that conspiracy theories might be, it does not substitute for fact. The tragedy is that anyone would see an opportunity, to play politics with personal tragedy. Because it's personal tragedy.
Will you recommend this same approach, this prompt approach that has been used now to free the remaining Chibok girls?
You say what?
Will you recommend this prompt approach to be used by government to get to secure freedom for the remaining Chibok girls?
I don't know what approach you're talking about. What approach are you talking about?
That's the negotiation approach.
Negotiation approach, which helped in securing the release of the Dapchi girls. Will you also support if that approach is also used by government to get the remaining Chibok girls freed?
If negotiation was what was used, I don't know what was used, but you are informing me now. If negotiation was what was used, it doesn't matter whether government will beg or crawl or cry or negotiate or whatever. The important thing is that these girls should be brought back to their family. That's the most important thing. We can continue to bicker about methods and approaches because we are not personally involved. If we were personally involved, and this were indeed our daughter, the approach used by government will be immaterial to us. The important thing that will be present for us is for our children to return to us. So all of that things is of distance because we are not personally involved.
All right. Yesterday you told journalists about the sad news that some of the girls had passed, if I'm correct, because I heard you. Now, what is the APC government doing to compensate the parents of those girls, possibly?
You cannot compensate for a life. One's life is lost, it is lost, and it's tragic, and death is a personal thing. You know? So it doesn't matter whether it's 5 or 1.
Just hold on.
All right, and what about the other girl who is remaining, Leah? We spoke with the father yesterday, and she's still under captivity according to the father because she would not renounce her faith. What is the government doing about ensuring that she comes back safely to her parents?
I mean, I don't know what government is doing beyond my care aspect. But what I know is that as long as there is any child in such captivity, government will know what to do and will do its best to make sure that the girls will return or the girl will return to our family.
I think we lost Bolaji Abdullahi, but we must say thank you to him for giving us his perspective on the issue. I will still have him on the line. Hello, Bolaji Abdullahi. Okay, we'll just have to thank you so much for speaking with us. We appreciate.
Thank you very much.
And we have from the PDP angle a party that has alleged that it was state managed. The entire process was state managed to uplift the rating of the APC. And on the line with us now is Diro Deyemi, the Deputy National Publicity Secretary of PDP. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, and good morning.
So, how do you see all this? Your party has come out quick to say it was state managed. Some people felt it was a rash decision from your point that maybe you didn't consider the plight of the parents whose daughters were taken away, that you were not sympathetic to their cause.
That is not true. And what we are trying to say is that Nigerians are no fools. We know when a game is being played. There are too many questions for this government to answer regarding this Dapchi capture. Number one,
Can we actually use the word rescue in this situation, whereby all the entrances leading to Dachi were closed by the same military who let that same spot for this kidnap to happen? So when they were bringing them back, they had to close the gate, the entrance of the town, and make sure the people who abducted them return them safely.
You're raising an allegation here. Can you substantiate these claims?
If they were not in the report, they should explain how they were returned. That's the question that you are asking.
The government is saying that they were returned unconditionally, money were not involved, that it's just out of the need to ensure that these girls are quickly returned back with their parents.
If that is what the government is saying, I'm putting it out to them that Nigerians are no fools. Who are the negotiators? Who are the contacts? And how do they know that they are bringing them yesterday, or was it on Wednesday? How do they know that they were bringing them? Was Lai Mohammed and the Internal Affairs Minister to make the third question in Dapchi? Are these all right?
No, the ministerial delegation flew to Dapchi hours after the girls were returned. I said the ministerial delegation, the names you mentioned, is a matter of fact that they flew to Dapchi hours, several hours after the girls returned.
We are all Nigerians and we know what is happening. And I've asked an important question. Who are the negotiators? And by the time these people were bringing them back to Dapchi, where were the military? If you are looking for terrorists, the terrorists have come to your domain to tell you that what we took from you few weeks ago, we are returning them. So no arrest was made. And let's go back to the history of how these people were kidnapped in the first instance. We were told that the military left their duty post. And up till now, there was no arrest made. No reprimand was mentioned.
Have you also considered the angle of Amnesty International? If it was a scam, would Amnesty have alleged that the military authorities, the security agencies were actually informed that Boko Haram was on its way to that area to effect the abduction, but they did nothing? Is Amnesty lying?
I can't hear you well. You're breaking.
I said the angle of, have you considered the angle of Amnesty International? Amnesty International alleged that the security agencies were informed that Boko Haram was on its way to effect that abduction, but they did nothing until it happened. Are you saying that Amnesty also lied? Because if you say it's a scam, why would Amnesty say that?
No, you have just answered the question you are asking me. If Amnesty International have informed them that some people are coming to kidnap these girls, and it was at that time that the military opted to go out of that station, then the question is, what is really happening with the security apparatus in this country? And that is why we continue to claim that this is a scam. This is just to justify the 1 billion naira daily requested by the federal government.
Are you saying that we have descended to a level where we use issue of abduction to show up the image of a political party or a government?
That is exactly what I'm saying. It's to get heroic appraiser. And it is to justify the 1 billion naira daily.
In spite of the pains inflicted on the parents and the girls.
Let's go back to the Chibok incident. It happened under a PDP government. Now that administration was accused of sleeping and partying, dancing in Kanu when that abduction took place, and that there were steps that this present administration took as regards the Dapchi girls abduction that the PDP failed woefully to do. Now, if this government was able to negotiate the return of these girls, is it not an improvement on how the PDP managed or mismanaged the Chibok issue?
It is managed kidnap and release is quite different from Arab taking Chibok girls. They are not the same thing. And what I'm now saying is, Let's look at it this way. Let's be intelligent in this. In 2014, Chibok girls were taken away. About a few weeks ago, that girls were taken away, but they were all released. What is happening to the Chibok girls who are still in captivity up to the present moment, and it was about this that everything used as a campaign against PDP. Nobody's talking about Chibok girls again. Why? So if you are able to capture or secure the release of people who were taken away a few weeks ago, what happened to
some of the Chibok girls were returned by this APC government, over 100 of them.
Are we not saying that because this government came into power, the Chibok girls that were arrested during PDP era, it's not their concern?
No, you can't say it's not their concern. When this administration ensured the return of a good number of the Chibok girls.
So the rest can go to hell? Is that what we are saying?
Yeah, you can insist that the rest be released, but you want to place it on fact that it happened under the PDP government, but an APC government fought for their rescue.
Are we not saying there are no Chibok girls under Boko Haram's enclave?
Okay.
Yeah. So what I'm not saying is, this one is stage managed, is quite different. The Chibok girls who have been taken from 2014, upon which APC did their campaign against PDP, are not been rescued.
Okay, we just have to thank you so much, Diron Odeyemi, the Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, for your input.
Thank you very much for having me on the program.
That's the much we can take. Whatever it is, conspiracy theory or no conspiracy theory, the girls are back with their parents, and from the information we have, are on their way to Abuja for a meeting with the president. The president is said to receive them. But like our listener Nuju insisted, the fate of the other girl, the Christian girl, who is still in captivity, should be the top agenda on the table.
And the remaining Chibok girls should also be of concern to those in authority.
Most definitely. Not just the Chibok girls, so many others are still in captivity. These two are fortunate, these two sets are fortunate to have their case blown up to international proportion. There are so many abductions that have taken place in the three northeast states where the Islamist terrorists are indeed very active. But
let me also quickly add, Amechi, that the government should also rescue girls who are kidnapped, abducted, and forcefully given out in marriage by people who are not even their parents. It is happening, and it's been happening.
Thank you so much for staying with us. When we come back tomorrow, more reports and analysis. On behalf of my colleagues, have a wonderful day. My name is Amechi. Bust it.